Hello, boys and girls, my name is Hotzi and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Back on Noah's. I am back from Gleba, where last time we tried to push out just a tiny bit more of research, and in the meantime I also shipped something from Aquilo to over here, fusion reactor, because with all the additional production going on here, we were a bit low on power, so this should definitely solve any power problems for quite a long time. Because as you can see, there are a tons of robots flying around, and robots flying around means eventually they want to get charged, which is where the power drain comes from. Because otherwise here on Gleba, mostly everything is powered by biological means. But back here on Noah's, if we have a look at research and what we can do here as unique researchers, we still have a few, especially quality will be interesting, and then we will have to go into the direction of the Prometheum science packs, which means we have to go beyond Aquilo to the edge of the solar system, and maybe even beyond, where basically we don't have any solar power. We have huge asteroids, so we will have to deal with that. And one thing we want to focus on the spaceship is that it is as good as possible, which means for the spaceship towards Aquilo, we made sure that we had collectors of epic design, and I think if we go all the way, we need legendary designs for that. And we also need, aside from normal ammunition rockets, we need the railgun as well. We need a large spaceship, we need power there, and probably one or two things more. But we have to do our research first, and I want to get out the infinitive research up all on the same level, all to 11, and then we can see where we go from there. If we have a look, basically the big asteroids, that's the one we target with rockets. They have a 2000 health bonus. And if we look at our rockets, or more precisely, if we look at our rockets with our bonus, they have 200 damage and 760 explosion damage. So if we add that up, that's almost 1,000. So we need a bit more than 2 rockets per asteroid. And I want to get that number down to 1 rocket per big asteroids, which means we have to double up here on the damage. So that will all take a bit of research. However, the damage research, this one, well, it also requires the agricultural science, which at present is our bottleneck. But we have seen that at least we get a bit more out of it. We are in the middle of the next research that does not require agriculture, but as you can see, we had a bit of a downtime because we lacked stone, and for that reason I have cleared out the space here and set up a stone mine and even used some elevated rails to not cross the track in any unusual way. And with everything cleared out here, I don't think we need any defenses here. We might pollute here to the water, and that might connect to down here, but let's face that problem when we reach it. But now we are a bit low on the power. That's why I have copied in yet another nuclear power plant up here. That should work out nicely. All that I have to change here then is the connection to the water, because of course here water was closer. Here it's a bit farther out, so actually I can do that like so, and then have a water pump connect to there, and basically do that for everything. Here it gets easy, and here we can also connect pretty straightforward. So all that I need to do is, well, I can send the Spidertrons, the build Spidertrons over here. They should be able to do quite a lot, but I think when it comes to the actual reactor, I will go around myself, because those special materials the Spidertrons do not have in their inventory, but should be a small thing. We are on our way to the explosives level 20, 200%, which should be able to destroy the asteroids in one blast. But on the way, we are now lacking a bit of electricity. And we will see in a bit why that is, but first, I never thought that when I set this mall up that the production facility for everything around nuclear power would come in that handy, because meanwhile we have 4 setups providing power, and I like this design. It's looking nice, it fits well within our blueprint here, and I think if you want to fit more than 4 reactors, layouts get a bit difficult, and you don't get too much more neighboring bonus, because even with this setup, each reactor has only 2 neighbors. So probably you can't get too much more out of it. But why do we have power issues? This is because I upgraded our iron production, which we were lacking a bit, and this then caused our research production here on Novice to lag a bit behind. So usually we see more these spikes, researching full power and dropping then down to 0 because we're lacking the agricultural science. But if we are lacking iron here on Novice, that means other science packs might be lacking, which we hopefully have fixed with this setup here. And you can see here, the blue line, that's our iron production. It went up from around 6.8 thousand per minute to, let's take this number, 33,000. So that's about 4 times the amount, and we are consuming way less. And the way I did this is replaced the red belt with the green belt, then have production here in all the foundries and speed beacons in between to counteract the speed reduction. And with this setup we get to plus 240 on the speed and 90 plus productivity. And to output everything, I have here the stack inserters, because at least initially it looked like the belts were filling up and we were not really that fast with loading materials onto the train. And here you can see the middle 2 are also stack inserters, and we can really load our train fast. And at least the 2 factories or iron smelters that are set up this way, this one and the one down here, there we have pretty high priority, which means we do have quite a lot of iron stocked. So if a train comes in, it can be loaded up, head back to wherever it's needed, and we are not backed by trains waiting for iron to load because the production is just too poor. As a side effect, I then also had to pimp up here the production of the liquid iron. Same pattern here, productivity plus speed, and that solves the problem. Zinc, yeah. Is this up and running? Yes, it is up and running. But by the looks of it, it's just not yet enough. We are producing full speed, 1.2 gigawatt, and we are needing a bit more than that. So we will see, maybe we will just plop down one more somewhere where we have water access. Maybe here we could do it, or flip the whole thing around and have it here, or turn it around and have it here. But let's wait a bit for this to even out. And as we see, we're producing way more iron than we need, so I would assume once we have stockpiled a bit, the power hungry of the foundries, that will decrease as we see here already. But if we need it, we will just add more power to the system. Looking at our research, we can see it dips every time we run out of agricultural science, and that pimped this up a bit here on Gleba. That's where we get the agricultural science. I added a bit of efficiency module, so the reactors use less nutrients, so we have more nutrients here for our pentapod egg production, and then also expanded the whole thing a bit. In the meantime, we also have 2 ships making the trip, and it is in a way that they are not always just loaded when they arrive, because we are not producing enough here. But we can see we have about 950 per minute, and we have a max research of about double that. And a large part of this, of course, comes from productivity and speed. We have plus 40 productivity, so if we have 950 agricultural science, let's say we have productivity 50, that gives us about 1350 to 1400 science per minute average, without all the dips that we see here. However, if you see we are on explosive 19, we then have 20 to get to our 200% bonus, but this one, if we would research continuously, it would be 36 hours, one and a half day, and I would then guess 20 would be 3 days, but as it stands, it's more like 2+ days for 19. So let's queue these things up that we need to have next. Then bring that back here and there. We will get those out of the way and then catch up with the infinitive research, because that one will become essential for then creating our spaceship that can reach beyond Aquilo, which we will for sure do next time. So let's finish this research, go back to the explosive one, and then we will see next time how we can craft our new spaceship. All that research is now done, and it did unlock actually 2 new infinite researches. For this one, we actually need the Prometheus signs from deep outside the solar system, and I managed to squeeze out a tiny bit more research here, because apparently there was one beacon that had missing speed modules. But I guess this is all for today, and next time we will see what we can do with all this knowledge, how we can put things together to create the best possible ship that we can to reach real outer space. Until next time, goodbye!